Okay, we are reviewing CryptidFlail, who's going to be playing Lucio in Mercy. This is in Bronze, and it is on Junkertown. This is what they said. I know I was goofing off a bit doing Bronze level things. That's why you stay in Bronze. But I do want a VOD review to see exactly what I've been doing wrong. More specifically, when we were on attack second round, I was taking it more seriously as Mercy. My support teammate was trashing me for dying a lot, and I personally thought it was because Mura and May were hunting me a lot, but it could also be because I'm not good at the game. Alright. So let's play this and see what happens. For starters, I do this in pretty much every video. I look at what your team is, right? So you have a Lucio and a Baptiste. On defense, it's kind of an interesting combo. Lucio is typically used to enable dives or enable brawl. I think on defense, he's a little trickier to play. In that context, you probably end up using as a peel, right? So you're often going to be keeping people away from your Baptiste, or like if you have a Widow or like an Ashe, you can keep people away. You can control off angles. In general, just be kind of disruptive in that sense. You do have a Ryan, so it's good. Ryan, Lucio, excellent pairing, one of the best pairings in the game. So you can help your Ryan get in, you can help your Ryan get out. Lots of big plays there. Soldier doesn't really need you. He's already fast. He already has self-healing. Junkrat also doesn't really need you. Probably occasionally needs healing. Besides that, kind of lives his own life. Baptiste is a good, independent hero, independent support. He can defend himself. He has heal. He has lamp. He's really hard to kill one-on-one, but there's still times where you can get dove enough that you'll have to get him out. So in general, I would think I'm playing my Rhine here, enabling my Rhine, and just helping him get in, get out, do his thing. Cool. For starters, game's about to start. I have no idea what you're doing here. I don't know what the plan is. Let's just play this. Great, you're hiding here next to the cart, but they're gonna find you, right? Like, they're not finding you right now because your DPS are putting pressure on them, but you're just throwing right here. I don't know if your plan is, okay, like maybe I will like stop the cart for a while and they won't know. Like, I think even in Bronze, people will look around and be like, why is the cart not moving? Find you and then kill you. This is silly. There's a team fight happening right now. You are doing literally nothing. This is a 4 and 5 because you are AFK. Like, you could just kill the Mercy right here. Like, Mercy's trapped, right? Just 1, 2, 3, 4 headshots. She dies right here. This is insane. It's hard to review this. I know that you say you try harder later, but it's really hard to review the gameplay when you're just not trying. Like, how do I review this when you're doing this? Cool, you've gotten up. You go back to emoting. I mean, I don't really have anything to say. Like, this is just straight throwing. Your team's getting rolled right now. You're gonna be out of sync. You're not gonna have ult charge, right? You're only at 6% right now when you should probably be 20 something. Like, this is just straight throwing. Okay, so in Bronze, we'll figure out. Does anybody notice that you're somehow not moving the cart? Apparently, it takes them longer than I would expect. I just don't think this is throwing. It's also not going to work at higher ranks because we will figure it out very quickly. But I guess in Bronze 5 or whatever this is, yeah, finally they land you. Great. Game continues. You're dead. Your team's super staggered. I don't know. I don't even know why I bother watching this game, man. Like, this is. I don't know what kind of help you're expecting here, right? Oh, you should have done a better job finding a better spot to hide. Like, this is not even Overwatch right here. Like, your team's just playing. You're coming back from spawn right now. Okay. Like, let's watch. Cool, you're playing Lucio, right? One of the fastest, most mobile supports in the game. All right, you got some wall rides going. I mean, your pathing could be a little better here, right? You're not wall riding right now, which is what you should be. All right, you're coming forwards. Oh no, your Ryan's dead because you're super staggered. Cool, you're kind of bouncing around. What is your goal here, right? It is currently, I think, 3 on 4. They have close spawn. I'm just trying to keep my teammates alive, try to farm ult charge. You're emoting here. You're supposed to really should die right here. Oh, there, you finally died. You actually got killed by a charge, it's kind of embarrassing because he's really far away. You're very mobile. You have boop. There's no reason you should die there. But once again, super stagger. I'm just gonna jump ahead. All right. So you actually come out and play a real game at some point in time. Or you come out. All right, cool. Now you're trying to actually play the game. Great. Okay, you're running through your ride. You're just kind of taking a ton of damage here, right? You need a fire strike right here. You're walking into a damage orb. Right? You're healing. I mean, you're just kind of standing in the middle right here, right? Like, you're quite vulnerable. Okay, the ride nearly kills you right there. This has to be like Bronze, like 4 or something. It's hard for me to imagine gameplay that is much worse than what is happening right here. Like, I don't really know what advice I'm just give you. I mean, yeah, you should go over there. You should help your soldier. I don't even know what's happening on the side. All right, you go back to your ride, heal your ride. Great. You're saving Amp right now. I don't know if it's intentionally or not. I think pushing the Mei back here is good, right? Your Mei's clearly trying to go to the right. Your Ryan's in right now. I speed at this point, right? Like staying back here is bad, right? If Ryan's in, he may have made a mistake, but you might as well make the mistake along with him because if he dies here, you're not going to win this fight anyway. So I think that you speed there to go to your Ryan to try to help him. Instead, you just shit here. You're going to shoot. Your Ryan's going to die here, right? Tire's coming. You're dead. If you had not been throwing, right? You're at 72%. If you had not been throwing, you have enough ult charge here to be able to pop beat to save your team from Tire, right? Also, Tire only kills you, which is, I guess, good, but typically Lucio's can, like, kind of outrun the Tire, / like, play far enough back to kill it. Alright, so that was a pretty good rollout. Get your Ryan back in the fight. I don't think healing right now is the right call, per se. This is a mistake. You just jump in front of the Ryan shield, you notice you immediately start getting zapped by the Moira. You're getting hit by a fire strike, like the Junk can see you, the Mei can see you, like, you really should just die here. Honestly, like, this is terrible positioning. There's no other way to say it. Like, there's a reason that your tank exists, and you just run in front of the tank, and you're just, like, trying to fight 4 people, and you just die here. Like, this is just straight throwing. Alright, so, because this is bronze and wild things happen, you're somehow still holding on to this point, I think. Nope. Did they cap it? No, they capped it. Alright, I'm just gonna jump ahead. There's nothing to watch here. Okay, so Ryan gets a big shatter here, right? Good shatter, right? There's 1, 2, 3 people who are shattered right here. What should you be doing? Number 1, speed, right? Get your Ryan up so you can start getting swings in. Number 2, kill somebody, right? I'm probably trying to kill this guy right here, which is their Junkrat, right? As he is the most exposed. It's almost impossible to hit a headshot from this angle, so just like body shot him, but that's still 80 damage if you hit all 4, right? 80 plus another 4, that's gonna be another 80, and then he's dead, like plus melee or whatever, right? Ryan hits Tire, that's really unfortunate. So I think, okay, my Ryan's in trouble right now. Shatter comes off. Again, you walked in front of the shield for no reason, right? Your Ryan exists. Like, what are you doing right here? If that Ryan swings slightly to his left, the Shatter kills you instantly. Okay, we're in trouble. I would probably be thinking about beat here, right? Your Ryan's already half, but he's in close with the enemy. Like, beat here would be big. He can swing, he can kill the whole team. You probably win this team fight if you beat right here. But you're also low. You have to watch out for this Junkrat and killing you instantly. All right, you don't beat. You're going to die right here. All right, coalescence, etc. Let's reset. All right, you're coming back with your Ryan. So, you had a great opportunity to win that fight back there. Now, I think you're just the 2 of you right now. Right? Soldiers respawning, Junkrat's dead. It's just the 2 of you right now. So now, like, beating would be, like, a bad idea because you're not going to win this fight. Right? Before, you know, you're 5-on-5. Oh, you're pinned, you're killed. Like, you're playing with your Ryan, which is good, but, like, you're not... Your position's still not good. You're not paying attention to what their Ryan is doing. And you and the Ryan both shouldn't have been pushing into this yet. You should have waited for a little more time and beat it and ran it with your team. So now you managed to somehow play over 5 minutes of this game without using your ultimate, which is absolutely horrendous, right? I think good Lucios are beating probably every 2 minutes or so. So you are, you know, 25% of a good Lucio. All right, Mercy's going for a res here. I think you booped her, or Ryan booped her, something happened there where she's interrupted her, which is good. I think taking the early fight here makes sense. Again, you still have your ultimates. You really want to find an opportunity to use ultimate here. Ulti, I think this is a good chance to ulti, right? The Mei popped ultimate, right? You beat, good, right? Keeps everyone alive. You still die anyway, Tire, nothing you can do about that. Alright, but I think that beating was the right choice there. Okay, you've come out as Mercy now. Okay, again, way so far in the front. This is insane. Like, there's nothing blocking you or distracting the enemy. Like, you should die here, right? You may not, because again, this is bronze. But I'm telling you, at higher elos, this is a huge mistake. I think even in silver, you die there for sure, 100%. Right? And yeah, you got this res, and then your Junkrat died immediately. What was the point? Now you've wasted your res, and it's on cooldown now. Okay, so you take damage, you eat the fire strike, which you really shouldn't have. Your Zen gets nervous, he pops trance, which is way too early. The team can't do anything with the trance, right? You notice how he trances right now. First of all, your Junkrat's dead, right? Second, it's like he trance. Oh, coalescence is what triggers it. But like your team isn't winning this fight, right? Like your run isn't doing. Your run literally has done 0 damage with this trance. Like all this trance did is maybe prevent you from dying for a few more seconds, which is not enough. You need that trance to win this fight. So, you know, it's tough. Honestly, you kind of threw the whole first half anyway, so you know, kind of is what it is.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, let's watch you on an attack. Okay, you're just kind of pocketing your Zarya right now. There's no reason to do this, right? Your Zarya's not going to get a kill here, right? You want to pocket people who can make an impact. Your Zarya is not even taking any damage. People aren't shooting her because they know bubbles. And B, like, people are too far away for her to do anything, and she has no charge. Why not pocket your soldier or your Pharah, especially in this situation, right? I would have gone top and played with your soldier and your Pharah and be damage boosting them so they could potentially, like, you know, 1-2 tap somebody, right? Instead, right, you're playing like a mortar would, which is like, oh, I'm gonna stay on my tank and just keep my tank up. That's a mistake, right? Look. You see how your earlier Pharah is? You're just not. Look. Your Pharah's gonna die to the Moira, who's doing 40 damage a second to her. Right? Like easily savable. Like the soldier shoots eventually. Okay. Again, rezzing in the middle of the enemy team, and you die, and that's not the right timing for this. It's like, okay, you get the Pharah, but like, just wait. Like they're not. Typically, especially in bronze, they're not going to camp the body that long.
My skills are still needed.
Alright, you're on damage. This is great call. Okay, so that D.Va dove past you, right? Shooting. And granted, she should have gone for you. But since she didn't go for you, I think, who is the D.Va going for? And I'm pretty sure the D.Va is trying to kill your soldier here. And that is who you should have been pocketing right there.
I'm here to help.
Right? You're like healing, blah, blah, blah. Right? Again, damage boosting, that's fine. D.Va goes in, you're like, oh shoot, wait, the D.Va's not actually going for you. Like the moment that I'm like, wait, the D.Va went past me, I would turn around and be like, who's the D.Va shooting at? Because I remember my soldier was there, and I'd start healing my soldier to make sure my soldier doesn't die to the D.Va. Which is not what you end up doing. It's fine. Just kind of playing up here. That D.Va's just throwing, which is fine. Okay, great. Right, see, this is where you get value right now, right? Pocketing your Pharah right now, this is value. Right, you go up, you heal. Alright, you rotate your heals around. Oh, held into the trap. That's okay. Right? Still winning for sure, right? These people are all pretty much fine. I mean, the Zen might need a little bit of healing, but besides that, I think you're just playing too far forward. I would again go back to pocketing your soldier or your Pharah here. Right? Damage boost here. Your Pharah's full health. Yep. Should be damage boosting. Your Pharah is full health. Damage boost here, right? Your Pharah, your Zarya is full health and has a bubble up, right? There's no. Oh no. Step out of this. Yeah. Again. No. So you are. Let's watch this ulti again. Wherever it is. Well, you definitely should have saved your Zen there. Right, so now is a good opportunity to actually get this res off, right? But your res is on cooldown, so you can't get it. Okay, so landing here in the middle of their team is terrible. You're gonna die for this, or you really should die for this. You pop Valk to stay alive, barely stay alive, or you die. Nope, you still die. That's a big, big death, right? You just popped ulti, completely wasted it. Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like you're being hunted here. I think you're grossly out of position in many of these things.
We're outnumbered. Careful.
Again, your soldier's full health. There's no reason you should be on heal beam there. You should be on damage.
Why isn't the payload?
Right. I don't even know what you're trying to do right now. You're just taking a bunch of damage for no reason, right? Just chill. Just like wait for your team. Right? There's like no patience here whatsoever. You always like, oh, I want to be doing something. I want to be pushing forward. Play tank, right? If you play tank, then you get to be the one who initiates and does all the things, right? Okay, damage boost your please damage boost your Zarya. She's full health. Right? You're still healing your Zarya. She's full health. Damage boost her, right? Damage your soldier. Anything but just holding the heal beam on. you want to heal this much, just play more. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you just ate. This is kind of unlucky. So you eat an icicle headshot here, and then you eat a body shot, I think, right? So is it avoidable? Yes, but it's tough. I think especially at your level. So number one is you do a lot of looking around, but anywhere but the enemy, right? So if you're looking at the enemy there, you'll see that the Mei is looking at you, and then you immediately start dodging. The reason why the Mei is able to hit these shots is because you're just running in a straight line. So let's watch this from the Mei's perspective, right? See? You're running in a straight line, first shot, and then you jump, which actually makes you an easier target here, right? I tell lots of players, don't jump. I would honestly, to some extent, unbind the jump key when you're fighting. like mentally unbind it, because you are way better off not jumping. You jumping makes you a very obvious, like, arced target, and then she's able to hit the body shot and kill you, right? If you just start AD spamming, I think that she misses the second shot and you live. But I'd say step number one is that you're simply just not looking at the opposing team. So you're coming back out of the spawn. All right. You kind of forfeited your chance to be able to affect this fight because you died to the Mei, which was preventable. Again, not typical that people... No, don't go for this res. All right, nobody notices. But honestly, like, this res is not great because the team's not here anyway. If your Pharah dies here, that's like a super stagger. Again, you have flown up and your movement is bad. You floated over to the other side of the roof where you're now targetable by everyone. Like, stay behind the Pharah. Yeah, see? Like, you took chip damage already, and then they chased you down and killed you. That's like 100% your fault. If you just stayed behind the roof the whole time, that never happens.
Pushing the payload. On me.
So this is a great opportunity where I think you should look up Mercy movement and try to stay in the air as much as possible. You don't want to be standing on the cart. This is the worst. Yeah. You should basically constantly, right, be using Guardian Angel to stay in the air as much as you possibly can. You're very close to Valk here, right? You stay in the air as much as you possibly can. You make yourself a hard target. You keep yourself out of line of sight. You heal people. You get Valk. You pop Valk. You win this fight. Right. This fight's over. Pop Valk. Yeah. Get up in the air. I get... Oh, did you guys... Nobody's on the cart? Yeah. So the Zarya dies. I mean, you could technically fight a card here, but like you're not gonna win anyway with just a soldier. Okay. I honestly don't really have a lot to say. I think number one, I would say you play like you're a kid who shows up to a basketball court and like takes the ball and just runs around with it like it's football because you just feel like doing it. Like you don't it doesn't feel like you have any interest in trying to learn how to play the game correctly, right? It started with your Lucio play at the very beginning, right? Where you just like emoted and hid next to the cart, which is like, yeah, maybe it technically works at this level at this moment, but it will never work consistently after that. It doesn't reflect skill, right? It doesn't reflect learning in any way. You're just like, oh, look, I'm just going to troll. I'm throwing because I'm like 12 years old. Okay, fine. Like, if you want to do that, like, it's your game. Like, it's your time. If you want to do that, go ahead. But if you're asking for improvement feedback, like, how do I give you improvement feedback when you're, like, just hiding next to the cart? There's nothing to improve upon. After that, I would say your overall positioning on both Lucio and Mercy is really, really bad. You're super, super far forward. I wouldn't even call it aggressive. I would just call it, honestly, stupid. Like, you're very far forward, ahead of your tanks, constantly like baiting the enemy essentially into attacking you, and then you just kind of mindlessly autopilot back into the fight and then get killed again. I don't really see any higher level critical thinking as to like what is going on in the fight and like what like I don't see any goals that you have, right? You're not like, oh, I'm gonna enable this person, I'm gonna try to do this thing, I'm gonna try to stop the other team from doing a thing. Other than the beat on the Mei ultimate, I don't know that you did anything in this game to kind of affect your team's chance of winning in a positive way. You just kind of existed and were like, oh, this game is just an experience. Like, I'm along for the ride. You weren't trying to shape this game. You weren't trying to win this game at all. So I guess, I would summarize it as number one, if you want to get better, try to win the game, right? Actually put effort and care and thought into winning. And number two, you got to stay alive. The deaths were pretty much all you. I don't think I saw a single death here where I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of unlucky, right? No, I think pretty much every death here was on you, typically because you were far too forward. So I would encourage you to try to play more typically in a more standard normal game and then see how it works. Hopefully that's helpful.